We will start in a few minutes.
Welcome, guys.
You can turn the couch, the chairs, or whatever you guys want.
Yeah, you can turn the couch to face this way if you want.
We will start in just a few minutes, people. Five people on.
Hello? Yes.
Hey!
Oh, I left you.
Stacy asked, will we be able to watch it at a later time if we can at 8:30?
Say it'll be on just for a 24-hour period. 24 hour.
Did you go to house yet?
Man, I thought your class wanted to learn how to do this.
I'm here.
There's only 6
I'm
on
here.
for
I'm
you
here,
guys.
Front row seat.
Me.
Oh, hello, Bella's forehead.
Bella,
Hi, guys. Enjoy your training.
Bye.
Bye.
You were in the movies,
They can
right?
hear you too.
James, no, you were in the movies.
There's people on the other side.
Oh, yeah.
Daddy's.
Yeah, yeah.
Alright, you know when the train starts, you have to be quiet, Bella.
Did you hear us? Okay.
Right, Bella?
I thought we were being so loud. Oh my God.
I know you have to scoot back so you
It
can
was
see
so
yourself.
funny, huh? Oh my God.
And then we got Megan's like, I was supposed to take her.
Oh yeah, it was a little uncomfortable. There's parts that we were
I
like,
know, I was like, oh, should I?
Bella, I got a fart.
Oh,
there it
Dad.
is.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Bye,
guys.
Turn your applications.
We will start in 1 minute.
Oh my gosh, are you dying?
No.
Are you okay?
Yeah, she did like that. Like, so, yeah.
me on that.
Uh-huh.
I hope not that.
Macaros.
Who would want to play Mickey? Like,
Good night.
Whoa. Kiss me out.
Bella.
You can't be back here.
babe.
Can't be back here.
Kiss me.
You can't be back here, Bella. We're doing training. Go to your mom. Go to your mom. We can't be up here. No, no, we're doing a training, Bella.
Great listener.
She made $25.
Hello.
Oh.
Bye, Bella.
Why are my pieces standing to my red?
You're squishing me.
No. Oh, the microwave? Yes.
That was not been
Shall we start?
Yes. If
Bella, get your shoes on now. Let's go.
Bella, gotta go. You gotta leave, Bella. Bella.
No.
Look, everybody's leaving. They don't want to see your face.
Oh, that's a dream.
Okay, bye, Bella. Okay, I gotta start, Bella. Bella.
I want to see.
Bella, you want to make the big muscles get mad?
Okay, you're about to get a whooping if you don't hurry.
Oh, by the big muscles. All right, there you go. Bye.
Bye, Bella.
Bye.
Peace out, girl. All right, cool.
How about this chair too?
All right, guys, welcome to our macros class. This recording is gonna be live for only 24 hours. So you guys right here, take notes. You guys take notes. There's only, let's see, 4 right here, 7 on here, so 11. We're missing about 30 something people. guess they're going to be on meal plans for the rest of the program.
Like, I'm done with milk.
All right, cool. So I'm going to talk to you guys, kind of look over here onto the thing. If you guys have questions online, just comment on the chat. There's 7 of you guys, so here we go. I'm going to switch it over. Macros is all about details, all about details. Okay. All right, so you guys see what that says?
Yes.
Are you really ready to do macros?
Yes, I'm ready.
Oh yeah, Cash is part of this life too. So Cash has been doing meal plans 3 rounds in a row, guys. And
Great results.
and for everybody else, I've been doing meal plans for what, 9 years? All right, 9 years. All right. Macros is Elsie's master at it. We do it now. I switch back and forth. But the whole concept of what you guys did with meal plans, that was still technically macros. Everything is a ratio of trying to fit it in throughout the day. You guys have to hit a certain mark. So, whatever. They can see us. They can't. Oh yeah.
Can't see
Well, I'm still gonna do this.
I know, I got you.
All right, so you guys have to be ready for macros because it takes time every single day. It's going to take you probably 2 to 3 weeks to figure it out. All right, Cash, first time you did it, how was it? Cash just laughing because it was like, whatever.
Once I figured it out, I did the same thing all the time.
Nice. See, it's just meal plan. She just makes meal plan. You get different foods, you get different things, whatever, but if you guys ever look at my food, I still eat chicken and rice. I still eat eggs. All right, Elsie eats rice cakes, eggs, chicken, and rice. All right, because you have to hit your certain amount of numbers. You can't have certain fats and all that stuff. So what's this next thing say? Can you commit and stay dedicated daily? That's what we just talked about. Because it's going to be correlated to your phone or your computer. It's every single day you have to hit these numbers. If you're off one day, it's going to set you back 4, 5, 6, maybe a week. Right? It sets you back when your numbers are off. Unless your metabolism is like crazy like hers or something like that, or some of the other people that's in this program or in the world. You have anything on it? We say this all the time, pay attention to details. That's a lot of things that most people don't do. They always F up because they don't pay attention. And this is very, very detail oriented. When you guys had meal plans, it was like, all right, 4-ounce chicken, half cup of rice, veggies, 4 meals, 3 meals. And that was easy, right? Now we're going to teach you how to do a pre and post. We're going to teach you what every fats are, what everything that you guys need to put in. Bella, here, do this.
No, she can have headphones. The hardest thing with the pay attention to details is that on MyFitnessPal, it's entered by users. So there's not like always a specific database. So a lot of things you're entering might be totally wrong. When we did first and second phase, they were entering rice as raw versus rice cooked. So their rice ratios were totally off because uncooked half cup of rice is like a cup of cooked rice. So they were putting half a cup, but they were actually eating less than that, if that makes sense. So their numbers were off.
Half cup is usually of white rice is like 22 to 25 grams, all right, cooked. All right, they were putting half cup dry right before it was cooked, and it's usually, 75 grams of carbs. That's going to be almost a lot of the females whole day, or getting close to it, you know. So they were doing that for 2, 3, 4 weeks.
That's me.
Yeah. So if you think about that, and they do that for 3, 4 meals, they're doing 250 carbs a day on top of whatever else they were eating, the veggies and everything else and the sauces. So you guys have to pay attention to the details. When you scan a bag of rice, on the back of it,
Don't scan your bags of rice.
You just go get a generic rice. A lot of you guys just gonna eat rice. It says generic white rice, brown rice, whatever. Just make sure it's jasmine or whatever, and make sure it says cooked. And if the carbs, if it's like a half cup of rice, and it says more than like 25 grams on it, it says like 40 or something for a half cup, you probably got the wrong one.
So if you're taking notes right now, I would write rice. You need to always enter generic cooked, whatever type of rice it is. So rice is generic cooked. The only thing you'll really be measuring dry is oatmeal. So oatmeal is always measured dry. And meats are always measured cooked.
And everything else.
So everything else is cooked except oatmeal's dry, rice is cooked.
And we'll go over everything as we go on it. So
That's just a little quickie for you.
yep, anything on here? Cool. Let's see. 9 viewers on there. Cool. All right, so macronutrients and micronutrients. I'm gonna teach you guys the difference. Macro is protein, carbs, fats, and you can throw in fiber, right? Those are the main things. You get those ratios right in your day, your body changes. Micronutrients are vitamins, minerals, anything that's that's not protein, carbs, or fats. That's on the back of a label, right? Protein, carbs, and fats are the biggest thing you're gonna want to worry about. Well, it's the only thing for macros because that's what macros are, all right?
You don't have to worry about the macros. Just you're gonna focus on that.
Yeah, the nutrients, it's basically eat some veggies, take some multivitamin. That's micro. Macros is protein, carbs, fats. And it says water on there, just so you drink hella water. Cool. So you guys seen this in the back of a label of everything, pretty much, right? Unless it's like bootleg food. So this is what you're gonna usually see on back of everything, every kind of label. You're gonna see total fats, all right? Total fats, that's what you're gonna be, it's gonna be punching in, you're gonna be looking for that it matches when you put it in your MyFitnessPal. And then the total carbs, 31 grams, right? And then protein, why is it so zoomed in?
Your screen zoomed in.
And then it goes to protein. So protein, so if you look on any kind of back of the label, it's gonna always be total fats, total carbs, and protein. You really don't, it's saturated fats, that's all, saturated fats and trans fats, that's what adds up into total fats, right? Ideally, you do not want to eat stuff that has saturated fats, trans fats. Those are in crackers, those are in cookies, those are in McDonald's foods. Those are fats that stay into your body and you hold on to it. And that's why we have to get a little extra boost like cellulose and stuff like that and more water to try and get trans and saturated fats out. Saturated and trans fat causes blood clots, heart attacks, stroke, all that kind of stuff. It also slows down your metabolism because you're not getting blood flow, water flow going through. But when you're looking at the back of the label, it's always total fats, total carbs, and proteins. That's what's going to hit your macros when you put it in MyFitnessPal. So next slide. All right, I need this kind of out. View, zoom, out. There we go. All right, kind of. No, it's kind of small.
You could zoom in and then scroll.
Okay. All right. So this is my macros for, I think it was yesterday or a couple of days ago. If you guys want to come in and check it out. These on the bottom is,
Zooming in.
okay, you'll enter full screen. All right. So on the bottom, it says, can you point to it when I talk about it?
Yeah.
These are my daily goals right here that I have to hit yesterday. So daily goals is what's already into your MyFitnessPal. So I have to hit 2,534 calories for my whole day yesterday. My carbs are at 253. My fats are at 57, all right? And my protein's at 253. That's my ratio. That's what I have to worry about. Try to hit that. Like everything I eat has to equal these three numbers. So I came pretty close. In calories, you want to be 100 below or over. And carbs, you want to be 5 grams below or over. Same thing with fats and protein. So I came 3 carbs off, 4 carbs, or 5 fats under, and then 2 protein. So you want to be within that ratio. 5 grams under, 5 grams over. And
Just like a
usually put your food in like the day before, so it's like.
you can't put it in the day before, but I go, like, I know the numbers of a lot of stuff, so I kind of eat like my breakfast and my pre and post, and I know what those numbers are, and then I just put it in, and I add everything in. But if you guys, what I've noticed that helped for a lot of people is they do it the day before, set it up. It's basically meal planning, meal prep. You're gonna have to meal prep and figure it out and put it in. And then once you start getting used to stuff, then you can kind of know the numbers. You can kind of fit stuff in. Like me, I know that rice cakes are 11 grams usually on most stuff. 11 grams of carbs. All right, chicken, 4 ounces chicken is like 25 grams of protein, right? 1.5 grams of fat. You start knowing stuff, but if you don't, you just put it in there and it'll pop up. Cool, switch it back. So those are my daily things. We're gonna go over how to calculate it. I put everything in, my pre, my post workout, all my meals, all that stuff. So I have 4 meals set up, pre and post categories. But we'll go into that in a little bit. Zoom it out, please.
You got it, sir.
And where we're teaching is basic macros. It works, but we can tweak certain things and different things like that. So you have to calculate your basic numbers for your size and your metabolism. All right. So whatever your weight is basically what the general consensus of where you're going to start at when you calculate it. So if you weigh 150, that's going to be your starting point of your numbers. There's going to be 2 types of cutting formulas. There's one for high body fat cuts. So guys, if you're over 25% body fat or more, you're going to be using this formula. Ladies, if you're 30% body fat or more, you're going to use this formula. For a lot of women, they're usually over 30%. Unless you're pretty lean, then you're going to be under that. So you're going to use that formula. For everybody else that's below that, if you're under 25%, you're going to do another formula. And the ladies, if you're under 30%, you're going to do another formula. Next slide. So this is where you guys got to kind of pay really big attention to. This is going to be the higher body fat. So if you're over 25 for men and 30 for ladies, 30% body fat, this is going to be your formula. So you guys screenshot it. You guys can look at it. So you're going to multiply your current weight with each of these formulas. So Zulema, you're going to be on the next. Don't even have to write this one. So your current weight. So protein, you're going to have your protein. You're going to times that per pound by body weight. So for this formula, it's 0.8 grams times by your body weight for protein. Carbs is 0.7. Fats is 0.3 grams. So I have an example right here. It says we have a 150-pound person, right? You're going to multiply, to get the protein, you're going to multiply 150 pounds times 0.8. That's how you get your protein. That protein is going in your MyFitnessPal, that number, and that equals 120 grams of protein a day. That's what this person is going to get who's 150 pounds. Carbs, you're going to do the same thing. Your weight, 150 pounds, example lady, and you're going to times that by 0.7, and that equals 105 carbs for that person a day. And then fats, 150 times 0.3 equals 45 grams of fats a day. But you also need another number besides the protein, carbs, and fats. You need the total calories. You got to know what the 120 grams of protein, 105 grams of carbs, and the 45 grams.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, and the 45 grams of fat equal to in calories. So you guys got to learn how to calculate that. So protein and carbs, you multiply whatever your grams of protein and carbs are by 4. So protein, let's see, her protein is, or this person's protein, for example, is 120 grams. You times that by 4. That equals 480 calories. Carbs, it's she has 105 grams a day of carbs. So you multiply that by 4, it equals 420 calories a day. I mean, 420 calories coming from carbs. And then fats, it's 45 grams times 9. Fats is always 9. That's how you calculate the calories for it. So that equals 405 calories. And then what you do, you add up the protein calories, the carbs calorie, and the fats calories, and that's your total calorie amount for the day. You guys understand?
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Like, the numbers get really confusing. We can always help you guys your first time because a lot of people mess this up. It's very, very easy to mess up.
Yes, this is where a lot of people mess up. So the total calorie amount for the protein, carbs, and fat for that person is 1,305 calories for the day for a 150-pound person who's over the higher amount of body fat. So so this person's macros, the total calories he or she can have a day is 1,305 calories. Her protein for the day is 120 grams of protein. Her carbs are 105 grams of carbs and 45 grams of fats. That's all she can have a day. So if you guys can, when you guys go back, you guys can see the calculations for that and then look at it. The examples, you'll see it and it'll start to make sense when you guys see it. I don't know if you guys could see it back there, but you guys have to get the calories. All right. You guys have to get the protein. You guys have to get your fats and carbs for the day, or MyFitnessPal won't work and the macros won't work.
Just as like a little help for you guys, macros are extremely overwhelming. Calculating the numbers can be really hard. For your first time, if you need help or guidance, like calculating your numbers, send them to me. I don't mind helping you figuring them out. I know that it took even first class, who's been doing it for 3 or 4 seasons now, they still ask for help. So if you guys need help calculating, just ask.
Calculate it first.
Yes.
And then ask for help.
Yes.
And then we can recalculate and figure it out. You guys got it? If it's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then we'll walk you through it.
So what we'll do is, I know we could go through every equation right now. I just think it's going to be very overwhelming. So if you guys are interested in doing macros, we have 17 viewers right now, message us and we'll send you the formula for your body weight and type. And then that way you can calculate it and then send it back to us and we'll just confirm that if it's right or needs tweaking. Does that sound fair?
We'll just go over the other one real quick though.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, let me switch back. It's just so good to see you guys sometimes.
Nah.
Yeah.
All right. So if you have a lower body fat, you're under 25% for guys and under 30% for ladies. The calculation ratios change. You're going to multiply your body weight for protein by 1.2 grams. For carbs, you're going to times your body weight by 1 gram. So if you weigh 150 pounds times 1, what is that? 150, right? It doesn't change. And then fats, you're going to times your body weight by 0.2 grams, 0.2. So that's 20% of your body weight. And so you're going to calculate it, you're going to multiply it. 150 times 1.2 equals 180 grams of protein. That's what this person gets if they're higher in muscle and less in body fat. So if you're under 30% for ladies, and guys, if you're under 25%, you're gonna get a little more food because your muscles need more fuel. Carbs, you're at 150 grams of carbs. Fats, you're gonna be at 30 grams of fats because you're multiply 150 by 0.2. And to get your calories again, you're gonna times protein and carbs by 4 and then fats by 9. And then you add all the calories up together, and then it equals 1,590 calories for that person. Zulema, like you're like, how much you weigh? 124. So you basically, to get your protein, you times it by 1.2 to get your protein. To get your carbs, it's 124. A little bit probably. And then your fats, you're going to times it by 0.2. And so your calories are probably around 1,300. So that's probably what you need. And then if your body's not changing, that's where me and Elsie come in handy for you guys to help you guys tweak it. Because every single body is different. Every metabolism is different. The way people train are different. What people put in their macros are different. So it varies. All right.
All right, I'm gonna walk you guys really quickly into how you would enter these numbers. How you would enter these numbers into MyFitnessPal. So we're gonna take the example of the last one that Joe just did. Does this read backwards? Oh, it's backwards? Just kidding, that doesn't help. All right, I'm gonna hold it up like this, then no, that doesn't work either. Okay.
Work. The camera's right here.
So 150 grams of carbs, 180 grams of protein, 30 grams of fats, and 1,590 of calories. So when you log on to MyFitnessPal, so this is me on MyFitnessPal. Can we switch it so it's like mirror? Okay, awesome.
It's the camera.
All right. So you're going to go to this little corner here. It says goals. And actually, I'm going to switch really fast to this screen share. And as you can see on this one, you're gonna click on goals, and I'm gonna zoom in for you so you can really see it. Click on goals here. Then this daily nutrition goals thing is gonna pop up. You're gonna click edit on the daily nutrition goals, and then you're going to, oh, awesome. You are going to change your ratios to equal your numbers. So you're gonna have to fidget with these. The first thing you wanna do is enter your calories. So for example, the calories on this one were 1590. So you're gonna click on, you know, the edit button, you're gonna click on calories, you're gonna put in 1590, and then you just keep messing with these ratios until you can get it to.
I got you, boo. Watch this.
Oh yeah, you could go to my.
Obviously.
Yeah, you're smart. Joe's smart.
'Cause I'm more Asian than you.
Well, I'm Pacific Islander, so that wouldn't count at all. All right.
Yeah, you guys don't do that, huh?
No. But anyway, you're going to keep tweaking those, and then it'll automatically set it up. The way that the equation works for Thinner, Leaner, Stronger, which is the book where we got this information from, it doesn't have exact numbers unless you pay for the premium MyFitnessPal, so you're going to need to kind of figure out.
All right, let me switch it over now.
Cool.
You guys can all watch this if you guys want to get closer. Cool. We on? We on. Oh, shit. I lost you.
We off.
There we go. Let me check again. Sorry, guys.
I think you're good.
Just want to make sure.
You're
Cool.
okay.
No, I'm not. Got moved off.
Hi again.
Sorry.
It's technology at its finest. Okay.
Boom. Boom. There we go. All right, guys. So this is my page right here. I don't want you guys looking at it. So if you're friends with me, don't look at my page on here. Hey, man.
That's
I have a lot of calories and stuff. All right, so we go to goals, like Elsie said. You gotta go to goals. Boom. You go here. It says daily nutrition goals, right? This is where your ratios come in handy, your macros, all that stuff. So the example person who's lower in body fat, their calories for the day are at 1590. So their carbs, it says it has to be at 150. The protein's at 180 grams, and their fats are at 30 grams. So I got to figure out what these percentages and try to get it to where it matches my numbers that I have calculated. But you see where it says the red one where it says 90%? That has to equal 100, or your macro ratios are off. So this one is my fats. Fats should probably be lower, but I'm at 75% right there. I feel like that's right.
go higher.
I'm going higher, girl. Getting close. Boom, I'm at 100%.
You're wrong.
My protein is off because I'm at 40-40. So I got to turn this one up. So, like Elsie was saying, you're not going to get the exact ratios or anything like that unless you have the premium. So, see, my calories are at 1590. I set it at 35% for my carbs. It says 139 on there, right? That's not 150. If you don't have the premium account, you just have to remember that your number is 150 and try to hit it every single time. Because when you're putting your MyFitnessPal, it's going to say 139. It's going to be off or whatever. It's going to be over or under because they try to mess with you for some reason to buy the premium account. And then your fats, it says on here, it says 35 grams up there. But her calculations is at 30 grams of fat. And then the protein, we're pretty close. It says 175 up there and 180 right here. So you're gonna have to write it in your notes or something, just so you know, a reminder of what it should be for your ratios. And
Does
so,
anyone feel like macros is already kind of overwhelming? Yeah.
So unless you get the premium, which is what, 50 a year,
Mhm.
you can't get the exact, you won't be able to get the exact numbers that you have. But as long as you guys know that this gets to 100, and this is close to, the protein is close to your,
Sorry.
the protein is close to what you calculated, the fats are close to it, and the carbs, then you're good.
Back to your screen show.
Yes.
Stop. Hey, what's up, guys? Back to here. Oh, wrong one.
No, stop.
Stop.
You're very good at this.
I'm trying my best. That's all I could do.
You just share everyone.
I know I'm getting to the right page first. Okay.
All right. Cool.
Got him.
All right, so you can point to it
Okay.
as we go. So these are mine, whatever my numbers again. They're pretty close to exactly what I want. I actually got the premium account, but let's say your daily goal, let's say you're the 150-pound girl, your calories at 15 something, right? 1590. Your carbs are at, what's that big round? It's what we calculated before. It's not going to come up exactly what's on this paper. It's going to come up as what they calculated for it on MyFitnessPal, unless you get the premium account. And so you guys just have to be within 5 under or 5 over in grams of that number, but these to each one of these. So for grams, for carbs, protein, and fats, you could be under 5 grams, you could be over 5 grams. Doesn't matter. If you're like at 10 and you must have been munching all day, or you're lazy and calculating stuff. And when you guys weigh stuff out, we like to do ounces, but you guys can do grams, you can do whatever that fits.
Not everything on MyFitnessPal will be in the measurement you want.
Yeah.
So you might want ounces and it's in like grams or milliliters. So just make sure you find something that could be broken down. There's also stuff like it'll say 1 medium apple, but there's no weight. So like, what's a medium size apple? It's hard to say. Is it this big? Is it this big? So make sure you always get stuff with weight, because weighing stuff is going to make the biggest difference.
Yeah. So when you weigh it, it'll say medium size apple, like 120 grams, right? That's what it equals. And then you can change it, the way it measures, and you just say 1 gram. And then you just type in how much it weighs. You type in like, oh, it actually, when you weighed it, this apple actually weighs 90 grams. And so you put it in there as 90 grams, so it's on point. And that's where it's confusing, is gonna be, is how you guys are gonna figure out the weight, how you guys put it in. And it really does take 3 weeks to figure out.
Unless you want to measure without like the core,
Mhm.
grams without the peel, right?
Exactly. Naked. Like how you're going to eat it, whatever you're going to consume, that's what you weigh. If you don't consume bones in your chicken, don't weigh the bones.
Yeah, the apple, you gotta cut everything out. You're not eating the core, so that weight is obsolete.
Do you want to explain like what little bites of things do?
Yes. So people like to munch. People are doing that now, and that's why they're gaining weight. Bites screw you up in macros completely, right? Every bite that you take, like a piece of bread or a chip or anything like that, could factor into your macros, your carbs being over 10, 20, 30 grams, your protein up or down. And if you mess up those ratios by munching here and there, you might as well not do macros. Every little bite, every little sip, every little drink. You're like, oh, I'm gonna have a sip of my daughter's orange juice. That sip is probably like 10 grams or 8 grams of sugar, so it's probably 4 grams of carbs, and you're already calculated being over on your carbs just a little bit, and so now you're way over.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys don't want to do that.
One of the biggest things, I can't see you all, so I'm just gonna look in here, that there was is someone was eating 18 pieces of gum a day because they needed to get a fix of sugar sweetness and
Not putting their macros.
and fight the cravings. So they didn't put in their macros. When we calculated it, it ended up being 20 grams of carbs added on per day.
No,
That's
it's
like,
2 grams of carb per piece.
yeah,
So it ended up being 36 carbs.
that's like almost a cup of rice, basically, added on just
From gum.
Sugar-free.
Sugar-free gum.
Sugar-free is not sugar-free.
So you got to put it in gum if you're going to be chewing like a whole bunch a day, you got to be calculating how much your sriracha, because there's like a carb in there. If you're doing ketchup, you got to put it in there. You got to figure it out. Ketchup has 4 grams for a tablespoon. All right, you got to figure that out. If you've been doing it a while, you can eye it, right? Like me and her, we eye the stuff. We already know what a tablespoon is, or we're going to put it in as, oh, we use 3 tablespoons, even though we didn't really use it maybe. You know, we're pretty close to it. And so you got to eye, you'll start to learn how to eye stuff too on just the sauces, not anything else.
Do any of you use cooking oil, like olive oil in your pans or anything? Cooking spray, like everything's cooking spray from now on because it's zeros. It's way easier than having to measure out a tablespoon of olive oil is 10 grams of fat. It's a lot of fat.
Or 13.
Yeah,
Or
it's almost like a
17.
handful of almonds. So you'll learn these little things. That's why, have you ever heard a lot of release candidates talk about Walden Farms? Because it's all zeros for calories, carbs, fats, protein. So you can use a lot of it. You just have to be careful because when it's time to cut, you need to cut it out. It has a lot of sodium.
The fake sugars doesn't process in the body as much. So I've cut out a lot of like Monsters, Coke Zeros because I'm already using Splenda and Stevia in my coffee. So I use about 6 to 8 packets a day on that. There's carbs still in Stevia and Splenda. And so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have enough. This is my only fake sugar usually. Not gonna have Coke Zero, not gonna have the Zero Monsters because your body doesn't process, especially when you're cutting. It just sticks inside of your intestines and your body. And it just slower trying to get through.
So when you guys are doing your macros, there's going to be a lot of little things that you'll learn.
One
So
more click.
present to everyone. So this is an example of how you will add your food in. Every food that you enter will be saved, so you can go back and just pick things easily so you don't have to like search every single time. If we go to Joe's page, I can show you.
Change the screen share.
I'm on it, baby. Look at me. I'm just floating.
Present to everyone.
Oh, yeah, I've got that. Click it. All right. So if we go back to Joe's and we go to food.
Do tomorrow.
What's due tomorrow?
Go to tomorrow so it's empty.
Oh, okay.
Don't want you to mess with my macros, people.
So if we go to Joe's next day, this is the desktop version. A lot of people use the app. I like the desktop, yeah, because it shows everything.
Use the app. It's better. You can just turn your phone sideways. It shows everything. Don't listen to her.
If you have an iPhone, but not if you have an Android.
I think Android does now too.
Okay.
Doesn't? You
So if you can see here how it already has your carbs, fats, proteins, calories, it's already set up. So when you go to your next day and you try to add your food, make sure that this says all meals. If it says breakfast, it'll only show you breakfast. And if you want to pick something from another day, it makes it a lot easier.
And what shows up is what I ate basically yesterday.
Yeah.
Pretty close.
So basically everything is saved in here. But I'm going to show you guys how to search really fast. If we were going to do generic brown rice, we're going to put cooked because we want to make sure we get the right one. You can already see how many different versions of rice there is. See, it's like probably about 20. So what you want to do is you want to go in. You're going to find one that looks decent. This is in grams. If you don't want to measure, if you don't want to weigh your rice, I wouldn't pick this one. See, it's all by weight. I personally like to just use a cup because I like to round it. So I pick one that will be something like this. So if I wanted to do a cup, you can change the weight. So if I'm doing only a half cup, I could put in a half cup.
25.
If I'm going to do a quarter cup, it's 0.25 of whatever. You could check it. So you click nutrition info and it tells you, okay, quarter cup is 11 carbs. Half cup is 23 carbs. I know that's about right. So I add that to my food diary and it's already added in.
Look, show on the bottom.
And then it already calculates it into my macros. So I've already had that for today. This is also cool on the website. I think you could do this on the app as well, but you could just go through and add what you want. So if I want, I'm gonna have green beans, gonna have cooked shrimp, and I'm gonna have some Sour Patch Kids. for breakfast. I add it, and then it's already added in, and it gives me my totals. Something that I personally do is if I want to mess around, I'll just see like, okay, if I don't want to eat the Sour Patch Kids, what else is 37 grams of carbs? And then I'll just replace it with something else.
Don't eat candy if it's well.
If it fits your macros. So there's always two ways to do your macros. You could do if it fits your macros, where if it literally fits your macros, you put anything in it, or you can do I want to be clean and good and do clean macros. Clean macros will always give you faster results than dirty macros every single time. Every single time. So
We've noticed that with like the 80-something people we've tested it on.
yeah. If you guys are lifting, talk to Joe and he will give you information on pre and post. I'm not going to post it tonight because it's very confusing and this is already a lot of information for you guys. Just little quick rule of thumbs. You want to talk about fiber, 30 grams.
Okay, fiber. You want to have about 30 grams of fiber a day. I try sometimes to do that. I poop pretty well, so fiber helps with pooping. So fiber is pretty good. I know a lot of you guys in Lee's County, you guys are probably averaging like 15 to 20 grams. But now you guys can kind of track it. So you guys can have about 30 grams a day and figure it out. If you go a little bit more, some of you guys are doing a lot, like broccoli. And so you guys are having like probably like 60 grams a day. And does a reverse effect of backing you up. And if you don't want to eat all that vegetables, then you can use like Metamucil or what's the Fiber One from Herbalife. But you have to add that in as or you don't have to, but you can kind of know what those numbers are for fiber. So like Metamucil has like 10 grams or like the Fiber One has like 11 grams, whatever, of fiber per tablet. So you take 3 of those a day, you hit your fiber for the day. But if you eat vegetables with your thing, then you guys can kind of track it there. And vegetables, you guys have to weigh out all your vegetables, all that stuff, everything.
Vegetables counted into
It'll be there's carbs and protein in vegetables.
And so we're gonna wait. We're not gonna measure it.
It depends. I measure a lot of my vegetables because it's just easier. Like my broccoli, I steam it and I just put it in a cup and I'm like, that's a cup.
I had canned green beans today because I just wanted green beans for some reason, but it still was like 7 grams of carbs for a cup. So you have to calculate everything. Broccoli's numbers are a lot more. Peas, I had peas the other day, a half a cup. I think it was hella carbs.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like 20 grams of carbs for peas.
So broccoli is the best choice.
Honestly, I rarely eat vegetables on macros because it's carbs and I love real carbs like rice. I would rather have way more rice than broccoli, to be honest. But some people like to use it. I love spinach because you can do 2 cups of spinach and it's nothing. So 2 cups of spinach is like 2 grams of carbs. So you can make big salads, put chicken on it. Because you guys, on macros, every macro plan is going to have way more protein than you ever imagined eating in your whole entire life. Like above and beyond. You think about your body weight, you're eating your body weight in protein for most people. And the carbs are very less than that. So some meals are going to have like 6 to 7 ounces of chicken and like a quarter cup of rice, not a half a quarter.
I had right now 8 ounces of chicken and a half cup of rice today. So today it's my high day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I already ate a lot of carbs earlier in the day, so I had to cut back on the rice amount in my Tupperware. So
like a quick tip is that if you do have the high protein, low carbs, is to do one meal when you're not as hungry with just meat and veggies. So then you can have more rice with your meals because sometimes a quarter cup is a joke and you don't even it doesn't really fill you up. So really power pack it with veggies if you want and then save your rice or bread for whatever. But it's just all about balance. Like you get to choose when you eat what. You get to choose how much rice is in this meal or how much meat. And that's the hardest thing is really always having to switch it up. Or a lot of people, like I think Antonio and Jeff, they put one meal in, one set of meals, and they eat that every day for a week. And then after the week, then they it's basically meal plan, but macros.
Yeah, so they know their protein amount, right? So they'll have their breakfast, which is like, I think theirs is usually eggs, egg whites, a couple whole eggs probably, and then oatmeal, right? They have that. And then they have all this protein, carbs, fat left over that they have to figure out. And so what they do is make, like, they get like probably whatever the amount of rice, they get their whatever amount of veggies, and then whatever amount of chicken, right? And they just put it in one big Tupperware, and they just eat it throughout the day.
It doesn't have to be time.
You can eat one meal all day if you want. As long as you, well, I don't recommend it. I try to recommend it spreading it a little bit out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's like
It
the
helps.
more things you throw in, the more results you're gonna get. So let's say you do macros, clean eating, nutrient timing, eating within 30 minutes of waking up. You're gonna get way more
Pre and
results than.
Like right now I do, right now it's past, was it 11 days? I've done clean food, everything. I'm eating like what, 4 meals? 4 meals, and then my pre and post workout, and everything's on point. I'm down 11 pounds in 10, 11 days. So, and like
Mine's the
waist is-
opposite though. Like I've been clean eating. I'm up 4 pounds, but down an inch in my waist. So
It's something
macros
there.
do weird things for everybody.
We recalculated her numbers, so she's actually putting on more muscles with this ratio. So right now the ratio that you have is pretty much the basic, but we can tweak it depending on what you want to do with your body and where you're at. And that
I know it's a lot.
it's all science. This is science.
Pretty face like, oh my god, what am I going to do?
I'll be doing this.
Yeah.
Martin did. I mean, Jeanette did Martin's for a little bit, and then Martin just kept looking at it, and then finally figured it out. And then now, like for all of us, it's just easy every single day. But if you don't try and you're like, I'm scared, I don't want to do it, whatever, I don't want to mess up, then like you're just gonna be stuck at meal plans all day. Why not learn something new and just keep doing it?
The best part is that you can eat out on it. So when Joe and I go out, kind of. So like for example, if we go out to eat, there's like places where they have grilled chicken or teriyaki chicken. So we'll enter something that's like Panda Express, and we'll put well, we don't go to Panda Express, but we'll use like Panda Express's teriyaki chicken,
no sauce.
and then we'll go to an Asian restaurant and get teriyaki chicken.
No sauce.
No sauce, because it's marinated, so it's kind of similar. And then we have a baby scale that we have, and we weigh our food there.
Yeah, if you're gonna eat out, you have to bring something.
Like we went out.
If you don't bring a food scale, then you cannot eat out.
Mm-hmm. Except.
And the numbers that they give you at the restaurant, like when we weigh shit, like steak or something, they're like, oh, you get 8-ounce steak or whatever. Shit's like 6 ounces, and we're like, what?
8 ounces
Ripped us
raw.
off. 8 ounces. They're like, it's 8 ounces raw. We're like, what? You guys been chipping us this whole time?
So we've gone to like Sizzler and weighed our food because they have, like steaks, so it's easy to eat there. Cheesecake Factory actually has a lot of stuff already entered on MyFitnessPal. Skinnylicious menu is awesome. The white bean chili is great, and they're really good at weighing their stuff and having it always the same every time.
They messed up my chicken one time.
One time.
When I brought a scale.
One time.
Supposed to be like 9 ounces. They gave me like 4.
But that's the beauty of macros.
Restaurants rip you off sometimes.
They do.
They do. They rip you off a lot,
It's the
actually.
sacrifice. Do you guys have any questions about macros? Or?
Yeah.
Say it right now.
She said offline.
So what we'll do is if you guys want the macros, message us your weight. And
No,
then
they're going to have to calculate it off the screenshot that we
they will, but message us your weight so that we can double check it when you send it back to us. So if you want to do macros, message us, I want to do macros, and then we'll send you the formula that's going to be fit for you. And then you work your formula, send us the numbers, and then we'll be like, yeah, you did it right.
If you don't know your body fat, you have to know your body fat. All right. If you're over, ladies, if you're over 30% body fat, if you're over 30% body fat, then you have to do the higher, the different numbers. And so you guys have to let us know what your body fat is at.
That's it. All right, message us. See you guys later.
It's hella hard.
Bye. Good luck.